Yo, 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 and we are live. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm quite excited to to reveal some personal stuff, some secrets of mine to strangers, actually friends and strangers who will be watching us tonight. Uh, you know, um, let's be honest. When it comes to because adults mostly are watching us, so let's be honest. When it comes to, let's say, personal life and actually losing your virginity the first time, it's a bit overhyped. And actually, it's the same with entrepreneurship. We are always thinking about this first time, of doing something. But
Yeah,
you know the best things happen when it comes just naturally without you thinking that, oh, it's my first time. And then after sometimes you realize that, oh, it was my first time, and actually it felt great, I did great, etc., etc.
yeah. So, people who are watching or listening who don't know, today's episode is about how Dan lost his entrepreneurial virginity. Right? That's kind of the stance we're taking, and actually, this is put in because partly is personal interest, and another thing is also because I think we can all find inspiration or go find people who always talk about how their entrepreneurial journey is like this, that. But I always think like, oh, but specifically, what did you do? Like, tell me step by step what exactly you do when you first started off your business or do this. They just talk about the overview thing, right? They don't tell you the whole story that goes behind the scenes. So that's why I think I want to talk about this or ask Dan a few questions. So we're going to focus on the first time on starting a business, landing a client, and hiring someone. So we'll dive into each of those specific areas. So you ready, Dan?
Yeah, sure, let's just start.
Let's go. So we're going to first talk about your first time a business, right? We're going to go really deep, really specific. So the first thing I want to ask is like, when I think about first starting a business, right? Obviously, you have started a business now. It's all sort of on track. You've got clients. But when you first start, what are the first things that you actually do? So do you decide a website? Do you create a logo? Do you decide a name, register for a company? Like, what exactly do you do first and then step by step to how you get to where you are now? So how does this whole journey and process look like and work for you?
Okay, so actually, right now it's the end of September, so we are getting closer to, let's say, second anniversary of me losing my entrepreneurial virginity, because it was about 2 years ago when me and my friend and business partner at that time started this business. So over 2 years ago, I worked for quite actually one of the major sports nutrition brands in Europe as a country social media manager. It wasn't for long, actually, it was only for 1 month, because after 1 month, they decided that they won't be doing like uh, local social media channels, that they will centralize everything. So after just 1 month, they made me redundant. But during just 1 month of creating content and managing social media profiles for this brand, I realized that, hey, actually, it's not something that is hard to do. It's actually pretty easy. Uh, that was my impression at the time, but then it turned out that I was so wrong about it, and there are so many things to understand about marketing to do it really good. But regardless, marketing. Let's focus on entrepreneurship. So, for some reason, I didn't really wanted to do it on my own. Maybe it was some, let's say, fear that I hold about starting business on my own. Uh, so I reached out to my friend who used to run social media for like growing startup, let's say magazine, like online magazine, like startup news outlet about hip hop culture. And I knew that he left the job like a month earlier or 2 months earlier, so I knew that he has some time now. And I told him like, hey, let's do this thing, like let's start our own social media marketing business. uh so there was loads of like conceptualizing what we should do and stuff like that. But actually, believe me, to some extent it was a waste of time. Like with starting your business, you should not think too much. You should just stand on this cliff and jump straight to the water and learn how to swim. So, it took about 1 month of just, different conversations between me and him. Then in September, we really like kicked off with some preparation. We really started thinking about the clients that we will be sourcing, like what are their needs, what they think of. So quite loads of preparation. And even Damien created some website for us. Uh, in the meantime, we also were thinking about the name, but actually we left it for later, because in the end we decided that we will not be working under our own brand, but we will just for tax reasons, we started this as a part of my dad's business. So to some extent we approached it really smart. So actually I think you know uh, name and logo are not not are not things that you think of as a primary things for your business. Actually, what you should do, you should think like, what will be your value that you will be delivering to your customers. Start with that always, because if you start with, okay, I want to run an automotive business, okay, and this automotive business will be named X, Y, and Z, and the logo will be like that. But actually, okay, you said you want to start automotive business, but what's the value of your business to people, to other businesses? Like, start with the value. Start with your value proposition.
Okay, so which is something that we talked about in the past about understanding what your customers actually are. And I think like most people would think like, oh, they need to work out their brand, their logo, their design, when those things would come afterwards, right? Like it's just focusing on, you just need to get the basics done and then you just move on. Get on with it, right? Basically, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And remember that everything that you will do in the beginning, in the early stage of starting your business, probably they will change over time. Probably
Mm,
they will even change in next 2 months since you started, or
mm,
half a year, 1 year. You will change ways of how you do business. Like even today, when I think about what I've been doing a year ago, I have changed completely how I do my business. I
mm,
remember that you know I was like, my clients a year ago were not like high ticket. They were pretty low ticket, like 1 to 200 pounds per month, which is like almost nothing in my industry. And now I have clients who pay double, triple what the clients a year ago were paying me. So actually, you know running a business became more pleasant thanks to that. So really, like, your way of doing business will change over time. It will evolve because you will learn more about the industry itself, and also about yourself as an entrepreneur, and whether and your way of working things out, or just working through things.
Cool. So there's one episode I think we talk about bootstrapping, right? We talk about how you use the fundings that you have got, bootstrapping, and build up the business that we're using their own money. So because you have limited money, and how would you spend that money when you're just starting? So you've got different business functions, right? You could look at employing someone, you could look at marketing, you could look at running ads, putting your name out there. How did you decide which one would you first focus on? Like, I know all of them are important, but which one is the first one that you go, I need to do this first out of all the business functions that I need to look after in my business?
So for quite a long time, I have invested almost zero into my business. I mean, zero in like putting, I don't know, money on marketing or sales or whatever, right? Uh, I didn't put any money on my business for a very long time. I just put my time. I just put my skills, and that's the very idea of bootstrapping. Uh, but if I was supposed to advise someone on what they should invest in, it, as a rule of thumb, I would say, if you are selling, like, let's say, I don't know, very low ticket products, let's say, I don't know, socks, right? So then, if I were you, if you want to allocate money somewhere, put it on marketing, on digital marketing, preferably. Maybe also in your own time, try to contact some retailers and sell your socks to those retailers. But uh, if it is about B2B services or some high ticket services, then probably invest in some sales team, salesperson. If Of course, if you cannot do it on your own, if you can do it on your own, just be your own salesman. But if you cannot do it on your own, invest in a salesman or saleswoman, of course, who will go out there and get you clients.
So basically, look at the nature of your business and decide which one you focus on. That brings me to my second question, actually. And this is the second pillar that we want to talk about, which is not second question, but the third, which is about landing a client. So you just said that you invest zero into your business, like marketing, etc. So if you invest zero and you only put in time and skills, then how, with zero, did you get your very first client?
So actually, first uh, 5 clients came from, let's say, networking, I would say. So first 3 clients came from the recommendation from my girlfriend. So 2 of them were, just sort of like an employer of my girlfriend, and the third one was actually like a, like a company that my girlfriend was I got some clients, but right now, when I look at portfolio of my clients, like the most of recommendation clients on network clients are gone, and I have more clients from, like, let's say, the outside. uh you know what, there is great thing about clients from recommendation, and there is also some, let's say, curse when it comes to clients from recommendation. So when it comes to the blessing, to the good thing about it, is that, believe me, it's almost a done thing for you. If someone comes from the recommendation, you have to really do your worst to not land this client. That's just truth, you know. You have to be really unlucky or really unskillful to be unsuccessful in such situation. When it comes to the curse of clients from recommendation, for me at least at that time, it was that, I had these two clients from recommendation, and to some extent it felt comfortable to have, oh, at least I have some clients. If it was the case that for, let's say, 2 or 3 months since I started my business, I didn't have any clients at that time, and I would have to go out there and look for clients myself, maybe I would have put more effort into that. But because I had these two clients from the recommendation, I think I didn't put enough effort into landing new clients at that time.
Hmm. So when you speak to your, I agree, like you said, like if you got referred by someone and the potential client come and speak to you because of that referral, I think you're right. You have to do a really bad job to not make or close that deal, right? Because he or she clearly comes to you because of a referral, and if you can't close the deal, then you've probably done a really, really bad job. So you probably have done a really, really good job so that it's you landed them, right? In fact, five of them. But I know you mentioned a few things already, like you touched on, but for you, what else did you learn when you landed your very first client? Because I bet when you landed your very first client, you're like, oh wow, this is like this shit is getting really real now. So like, what did you learn? Like, did you feel like you're like, I know you mentioned the word comfortable, but actually, do you also feel a bit pressured because you're like, oh, I need to make sure like this is from a referral to do good thing for this person so that my friend doesn't feel like, oh, because he or she trusts you to refer you to their friends, right? So, is there anything else that you learn or you find interesting that has sort of helped you even today in your own business?
You know what? That's actually nice that you are mentioning it. So when it comes to being pressured, like, yeah, you are right. From the perspective of time, I think for the let's say, for what we have been earning at that time from that clients, at least on my side, I was overdoing things. Like, I was probably, if I had to, do some calculation of how many hours I spent on this client proportionally to what they paid us, probably the hourly rate would be super low, and but so to some extent it's good that you are doing your best with your first client, but at the same time, uh, you might be doing average all the time. You are not doing bad, you are not doing good, but you are doing average all the time, and you are dragging this for some time, to some extent it's better to fail fast, learn fast, and move
Mm.
on, and do good things with other people, um you know to some extent, I wished I have learned faster in last 2 years, but at the same time, I know that there are entrepreneurs out there who in 2 years don't make so many learnings as I did. So to some extent, I'm blessed that for I'm grateful. I'm blessed for all the learnings that I had during last 2 years. But at the same time, I'm conscious of the fact that I haven't failed really big time yet,
Mm.
and actually, you know uh, wise heads of entrepreneurship say that you will fail at least once in your entrepreneurial journey, like big time fail. Most of entrepreneurs who stay in business, in being entrepreneurs, they fail like several times before they make it. And I'm 2 years in, and I don't feel like I have failed big time yet. So to some extent, it's dangerous position that I'm in. It's getting better. So so actually, I would wish for failing, let's say, on small scale than failing on the big scale, because failing on the big scale will probably have will have more severe consequences than failing on the small scale, right?
Mm. I like that answer. So, am I right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but would I be right in thinking that so what you have learned is that you wish somehow that in the beginning you would have felt a bit more, but in a very small way, rather than everything seems to work out quite smoothly.
Yeah, yeah. Like uh I had few learnings. I have to admit, like I said it before, that I had a few or maybe even several learnings from some smaller and maybe bigger failures during this 2 years. But I haven't failed like, oh yeah, it's a tremendous fail,
Mm,
So
I like that
to
answer.
some extent, so I'm still waiting for this, for this big learning from big fail. uh, but at the same time, maybe it will come when I will start some other business. I mentioned here a couple of
Hmm.
times that I'm this type of person that will probably have several businesses or even multiple businesses, um, in in his lifetime. So maybe in I don't know, in 1 year time, 2 years time, 5 years time, I will start some business in some other industry, and I will fail with this one, and I will make a learning.
Good. Yeah. Well, you got to be careful what you wish for because it's gonna come. But I really like that answer because it's like I I I had the same similar sort of thought, which is like I look at, well, this is not startup related, but just like life in general, and I feel like, oh, feel like everything seems to have been working out quite well. And I feel like it shouldn't be like this. Like you're only 20 odd years old. You should be taking a bit more risks and try different things. And trying different things would mean that some things are not going to work out and it's going to be a bit dangerous, a bit scary. Um, but I'm doing it. It's just like I would want to see how it's failing because I don't know, but it feels like we are waiting for that moment to come and test us. And then, but the thing is, we do have confidence that we can overcome it and come out of the other side much better, much stronger, um, and wiser, smarter, basically.
Yeah.
So,
Let yeah, I just thought about, comparison to my CrossFit thing. Uh so let's imagine I'm doing this, complicated one of these complicated exercises, and I'm gonna do this, let's say, big stupid mistake, while lifting, I don't know, 40, 50 kilograms, and then I will not do it while lifting 100, which would be, more dangerous for my health. So, let's think about, entrepreneurship on the same level. It's better to make
mm,
this mistake at 40, 50 kilograms than 100 kilograms. 40, 50,000, let's say, a year instead of 100.
100,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. I enjoyed the answer. I really like the answer. I think that's a good answer. I certainly wasn't expecting that, but that was a good
Okay.
answer. Right. Third pillar that we're going to move into is talking about your first time hiring someone, hiring a people, hiring a person, someone who works for you. So you're actually becoming a boss.
Yeah.
So the question to you is, how do you know when you're ready to hire someone? So I'm coming this from an angle, like most people who start a business are mostly like solopreneur. They do things on their own. They're like, oh, I want to save everything, so I do everything, right? When I first started. So at what point do you, and I know that you always have a dream and you wanted to like start multiple businesses, so I can understand that. But if you are someone who is just starting out, you're doing everything on your own, at what point do you start to consider or tell yourself that, I think this is a good time now to hire someone in?
Okay, so you know, uh, hmm, I think that two situations that I would say that are giving you good an indication whether it's a right time to hire someone. First indication is when you are lacking some skills that are necessary for your business. So I had this situation when I wanted to split ways with my business partner that we started this business with, um, and he was handling graphic design at that time for our business, and I have no let's, uh, let's say design sense at all. I'm terrible with that. I like you know it because you are creating all the graphics for our project. And so that was the time when I was first time hiring someone. So I was looking for someone who will do graphic design for me for when for when I will be running business on my own. And then actually half a year later, um, I hired someone to do some of the tasks that I was doing, and actually uh, indication for hiring this person was when I was lacking time to do something more important. So if you are lacking time to do something more important in your business, and of course, if you can afford to hire someone to do some of your tasks for you, then it's the best time to hire someone.
Yeah, that's a good one. And that reminds me of when I went to a conference once and they are talking about your prioritization of your tasks. And they always say that if you are starting a business, you need to decide what tasks are you going to spend time on that's going to bring in the most value into your business. So they look at, you have three buckets. You have got $10, €10, £10 task, $100, €100, £100 task, or €1,000, $1,000, £1,000 task. And as a founder or creator of the business, you should focus on 1,000 big tasks, right? The task that brings in the revenue, etc. And if it's a $10 task that, I don't know, get people to download a video or upload something and all those kind of things, you should just pay that um, $10, £10, whatever, so that you can focus on the big ones because that's going to bring the cash in and you can get someone to do that. So that's a way of thinking about productivity. So I really like that because I think you kind of mentioned that to go, oh, I need to choose to focus on the things that I'm good at. So the things that I'm not good at, I'm not gonna try to work them out. I'm gonna get someone who's good at that and someone who likes doing that to sort it out on their own.
And you know what's surprising? That there are many entrepreneurs out there who actually don't apply this rule. I
Mm.
know at least few entrepreneurs, maybe several entrepreneurs, of course, from like close circle, from entrepreneurs that I have met before I became entrepreneur, um, who are actually doing tasks that they shouldn't be doing because these tasks should be done by people who actually earn minimum wage. I'm being honest with you, like Like yeah, there are entrepreneurs who it's also about lack of trust, you know.
Mm,
These entrepreneurs, they don't have enough trust in people who they hire to for them to, you know, delegate those tasks to those people instead of, you know, and when, you know, in this time when they complete these really low paying tasks, they should be focusing on, you know, building really big businesses. They have quite big businesses, but they still do this really small tasks.
mm, mm. Interesting. Yeah, that's definitely interesting. I think a lot of people definitely think I should do it all on my own instead of getting someone else to do it. So, um, my last question on that pillar is I think you've got people in and out of your business. So this is a bit out of script, but what's the most challenging thing about having to manage someone when someone's working for you? What's difficult?
Actually, it's the same difficulty that people have when they work in teams at work, at the university, at school. It's the fact that you expect, demand the same quality, the same engagement that you give to those tasks. But then it turns out that people don't give a shit that much about your business, about those tasks as you do. So it's really hard
Mm,
to expect to demand from people the same standards as you have.
mm. And what would you do when you come across someone like that?
uh, it's it depends, you know. It depends if you really have time to go out there and to change your employees every month and finally find someone suitable, who will, okay, you might say that it's about motivation, it's about you motivating people, but uh, I'm not convinced that you can motivate everyone, you know. I i tried, you know, being, you know, using this motivational approach, and you know, I was let down quite badly a few months back, uh, by a person who I was hiring, and you know, so the best solution is that you don't expect the same standards as you expect from yourself. You
Yeah,
need to lower a bit your standards for those people. Like, unfortunately, that's the bitter truth about managing people.
mm. Uh, I agree. I don't think you can um, motivate everybody. Although I do think that, you know, probably it's just because we haven't found what their real desire or aspiration or, you know, what the thing that really like is. But I think, you know, what you just said reminds me of what Gary Vaynerchuk says about if you want to fire people, fire them quickly. It's just like you hire them. If they're not right for you, you just go, sorry, that's it. You're gone.
Yeah.
And he doesn't care. He will just be like, yeah, you're not right for the business. You will come maybe um, destroy the culture we're trying to build, or you're not the right fit. And he always say, you hire, I think, I can't remember exactly what did he say, but he always say fire quickly. So does that resonate with you though in this instance where when you if you feel like the person is not right, do you
Uh,
do you just tell them to leave quickly, or do you give them a bit of a chance?
I think at the moment I'm more about giving a chance, you know.
Okay.
So, like, my last two experiences when I was letting people go, it looked like I gave people quite a lot of chances. Maybe for
Mm,
some people it would be like I didn't give enough chances, but in my opinion, I gave quite a lot of chances,
mm,
and it's really bad when uh, when you give people chances and you are hinting them that you are giving them chances because like they are underperforming lately and they keep on doing the same thing.
mm,
It's really frustrating. So don't be a person who will fire someone after one mistake, but at the same time, don't be a person who will let your employees do mistakes every day, every week. You know,
mm.
of course,
Uh,
there is no rule of thumb to say like, oh yeah, your employees can do a mistake, um, one mistake every week, one mistake every month. It depends on
mm,
the nature of your business. If let's say one mistake per week is acceptable in your business, then that's fine. If one mistake per month is acceptable in your business, it's fine. But
mm,
if you are running a bomb squad in police department, there is no place for mistakes, right?
mm. Yeah, exactly. I agree. I agree. You shouldn't be using that as an excuse, right? Like
Yeah.
it's yeah. Good, 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 good. I am certainly enjoying it. I don't have any other questions, but I don't want to just leave it there. I want to ask you, is there anything about starting your business the first time, landing a client the first time, um, or hiring someone for the first time
Okay.
that you just want to leave with somebody who is watching or listening now? If you can only give one thing, if they only take away one thing, what would that one thing be?
So I said it at the beginning. Appreciate first times after they happen. Don't experience them. Don't overthink them before they happen.
Mm,
Just just act. Just act, act, act. Do, 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 do. Be a doer, not a thinker. Sorry, that's what entrepreneurship is. Be a doer.
wonderful. That's a great place to end. And thank you, Dan. I certainly very much enjoy that. I think there's lots of tiny little nuggets in there, and
Okay. I'm
that's
glad you
great.
enjoyed it.
Definitely did. So we hope that people who are listening or watching are also enjoying it. And if you are, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at the Newborn Hustlers. Give us a follow or come and chat to us. We would be more than happy to talk to you, understand what your business is about, and potentially see how we can help you to build that very first business or that side hustle that you want to build, to help you find a bit more clarity so that you can start to crack on that thing that you want to work on. Finally, if you enjoy the content today, give us a like or subscribe, or even just tell us what would you like us to do, what would you like us to talk about, to share, and we can create content for that. So just leave a comment below and let us know, or even better, share with a friend, share on your social media if you find it helpful. Right, I think we will leave it there. And we'll be back same time next week, and we shall see you all. Thank you, Dan. Take care,
Bye.
everybody.
Have a
Goodbye.
good night.